Now on CoastTV News.
Hours and locations when and where Ocean City pot shops will be able to operate.
Fish for prizes. The annual White Marlin catch competition is back, and so are hundreds of hopeful anglers. We're going to show you the leaderboard for day one.
Safer schools and students. The steps a couple of schools are taking to keep guns and weapons out, even at sporting events.
Tiny homes in Lewis. The fight for more affordable housing continues, but so do the battles over how to regulate them.
And we are diagnosing Debbie's movements, and it's now a top priority for us here in Delmarva as well. I'll explain why and give you the latest tracking coming right up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Rules and regulations. Ocean City looking to change how they govern marijuana businesses. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with marijuana regulations in Ocean City.
New at 11, the Ocean City Town Council held a meeting tonight, and part of that meeting focused on zoning requirements for pot shops in town. So exactly what are they looking at and why? Well, the state of Maryland has recently made regulation changes that will govern dispensaries, and now Ocean City wants to change their rules so that they're more in line with the rest of the state. That includes adjusting the hours of operation for retail stores. Originally, marijuana shops in Ocean City could only operate from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., but now they're looking to expand and allow shops to run from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. These changes will also add rules that govern locations. No shop could be within 500 feet of a school, place of worship, or public park. The ordinance passed unanimously after the first reading. There was no public comment. The second reading of this ordinance will be at a town council meeting next up on August 19th. The law will go into effect at the end of that meeting unless otherwise petitioned.
The city of Lewis continues to discuss adding accessory dwelling units to its housing supply. A public hearing was held tonight. ADUs can be smaller additional houses on a property with the main house. They can also be garage apartments. City Planning and Building Manager Janelle Cornwell says they're still ironing out the details. At one point, the ordinance limited ADUs to 800 square feet. The current proposal would bump it up to 900 square feet. The city says the goal is more affordable housing, and these units could be used for students, workers, senior family members, or caretakers, and more. These properties could also be used for renting or lodging, or for those who are unable to commit to a full year lease. The mayor said written comments will be accepted until August 30th.
New tonight, President Joe Biden shared a post on Twitter that he has been briefed on developments in the Middle East. A defense official confirmed several U.S. personnel are believed to be injured after a suspected rocket attack on U.S. and coalition forces at Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq. The attack came amid growing fears that the Israel-Hamas war would spill over into a wider conflict following assassinations in Beirut and Tehran last week. In his post, the president noted that he, along with the vice president, Kamala Harris, received updates on the threats posed by Iran and its proxies, diplomatic efforts to de-escalate regional tensions, and preparations to support Israel should it be attacked again.
Taking a live look outside into Ocean City tonight, you can see the beach there, dark outside, a calm, warm night along the coast. Let's check in with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams on our weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory. And you know, tonight's night tonight and tomorrow is going to be very similar, pretty calm, and we're just kind of bracing ourselves for the approach of Debbie, and Debbie's, or at least the remnants thereof, expected to at least come knocking on our door briefly at the very least, but I think for a couple of days, to be quite honest. I'll get into that in a moment. First of all, our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury, 78 degrees right now. We're looking at about temperatures in the 70s, mostly clear skies for right now. The here and now is not a problem. I mean, we are totally clear with our live radar right now. We do have some gusty winds along the Chesapeake Bay area, 25-mile-per-hour winds, but that's nothing compared to what we're really concentrating on, and that's what's happening right here with Debbie. Debbie's moving inland steadily with some very dangerous bands that will be moving in our direction. We'll talk about those bands, what they're likely to do to us, and you're going to really have an eye-popping moment when you see this possibility of rain, Mallory.
Thank you. 318 boats have registered to try and reel in some big fish for a cash prize, but things are looking a bit different for the 51st year.
The event was set to end on August 9th, but the final day is now going to be pushed to the 10th.
This change was due to possible windy offshore conditions that could affect the anglers. One boater said that may be the reason why fewer boats entered this year. Last year's had 400.
Robert Billy is ready to head out on his boat and hopes he won't be fishing in a storm.
Today was supposed to be worse than tomorrow, but as it turned out overnight, it changed. And I'm finding out from friends that are out there now that it's pretty nice out. So kind of regret it, but it is what it is. We got to stick to the plan. And right now the plan is go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
And now let's take our first look at the White Marlin leaderboard. With 1 day of fishing in the books for this year's competition, 199 boats went out today with $8.5 million estimated prize money on the line. We have 3 boats on the board in the tuna category. Control Alt Del out of Ocean City with Bart Marchant grabbed 178.5 pounds. The Right Place with Robert Huggin weighed in with 166.5 pound fish, and Bob Wilson on MJ's rounds it out with a 164.5 pound catch.
Control Alt Del, I like that. You're going to like this story. Take a look. The Lewis Fire Department had a visit from a furry friend on Saturday who was saved by the crew's quick response time. After a car accident led to a building fire, the crew extinguished the fire and prevented any further spread into the building to allow their new friend, JR, to exit the building safely. JR stopped by to show his gratitude towards the whole fire department.
The Indian River School District is stepping up security at sporting events this year. New weapons detection systems are planned for Indian River and Sussex Central high schools, according to the district. The systems are going to be used for football and basketball games and possibly other events. District officials say screening procedures may vary by location and that this will help staff identify and remove dangerous weapons from school grounds.
Today, the community at Sandhill Fields is recovering after a break-in over the weekend. Thieves busted into a garage at Sandhill Fields last night. Here's a look from above at the sports complex in Georgetown. In a Facebook post from the community, they said thousands of dollars of equipment was stolen. Sandhill Fields urging anybody that has information about the theft to come forward and provide tips. Tomorrow is decision day for Kamala Harris. The vice president expected to name her running mate before she begins barnstorming and a tour of battleground states on Tuesday.
This as her rival, former President Trump, keeps up his attacks on the campaign trail and waffles on future debates. NBC's Tracy Wilkins is in Washington, D.C. with the latest.
Who will stand alongside likely Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris? The answer is expected soon. Vice President Harris met with 3 of the top contenders yesterday. A source close to discussions tell NBC News there are more meetings today and an announcement coming tomorrow. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper took himself out of the running, saying Harris has strong choices.
She knows what being a vice president is all about. So I think she's got the best perspective of all.
The war in Gaza, electability in battleground states, labor, and the economy are some of the issues expected to influence the VP pick. People close to Harris tell NBC she's also focused on a governing partner who has good chemistry with her. Republicans are also bracing for the announcement as former President Donald Trump sharpened his personal attacks over the weekend.
4 months ago, she was considered grossly incompetent by the fake news. Now they're saying, oh, isn't she wonderful? Isn't she wonderful?
Trump criticized Harris on Truth Social today, posting Trump cash versus Kamala crash, referring to the stock market turmoil rippling from overseas after a disappointing U.S. job growth report on Friday. Trump also says he's out of the ABC debate originally scheduled with President Joe Biden, instead calling for a new debate on Fox News. The Harris campaign continues to challenge Trump's waffling and personal attacks.
Say it to my face!
Harris will hit the road after tomorrow's VP announcement targeting battleground states with her running mate by her side. It will be an ambitious tour with Republican VP nominee J.D. Vance holding his own rallies in those same states. In Washington, Tracy Wilkins, NBC News.
And new at 11, we stick with politics. Jenna Ellis, who was a lawyer for former President Donald Trump, is cooperating with prosecutors in Arizona's fake electors case. stemming from the 2020 election. For that help, the charges against her, those have now been dropped. Ellis was part of the legal team that advised Trump as he tried to overturn the 2020 presidential election results. Trump himself is not charged in Arizona, but was referred to as a, quote, unindicted co-conspirator in that indictment. We have more news to get to this evening.
Controversy brewing, the debate on tap over one local brewery's entertainment.
Plus, a new bilingual book collection is strengthening language skills for children in Delaware.
And we're looking at the storm strengthening between Wednesday and Thursday. Thunderstorms on Wednesday and a little bit of the leftover remnants, possibly from Debbie visiting us late Wednesday going into Thursday in Cambridge and Crisfield and the rest of us. Your full forecast coming up in 60 seconds.
Delaware Electric Cooperative is proud to power Central and Southern Delaware. We power local artists creating masterpieces inspired by nature, eateries with roots that run deep in our communities, and business owners helping other entrepreneurs succeed. We serve a new orchestra founded by co-op members and a new library built to better serve Harrington families. We're inspired by the stories of our friends and neighbors, and it's for these people and places that DEC is committed to keeping the lights on.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
Well, today we warmed into the 90s, and we're going to stay pretty warm for tomorrow. It's Wednesday going into Thursday where things get really kind of, as I will say, wonky because of what's expected from what's going on with Debbie, which is there's a great deal of uncertainty associated with that storm, even as we speak. 93 for the high in Georgetown. We got up to 91 in Salisbury, 84 for the high in Ocean City. We are currently in the 70s right now, and the upper atmosphere is clearing out pretty quickly and nicely. We have a dominant high pressure system that's allowing for the board to stay very clear. Our live radar begins to reflect that profusely because we're looking at it staying very clear in the upper atmosphere. We do have a small craft advisory in effect until about, let's say, 5 o'clock in the morning for Wednesday, because we're watching out for somewhat gusty winds along the Chesapeake Bay area, about 20 to 25 mile per hour winds. Aside from that, we're just waiting for the approach of Debbie for the most part. We actually already have some folks, particularly around the Philadelphia area after the last rain we experienced, actually, watching out for the possibility of flooding there before the storm even gets close to us. So here's what's churning right here. It's now powering its way right into southern portions of Georgia right now, and we're expecting the eye to emerge out here briefly, but right now it's moving to the northeast at 7 miles per hour with sustained winds at 45 miles per hour. So it's downgraded from hurricane strength down to tropical storm strength, and even less than that if it continues to move along. Now, here's a look at what we're expecting. It's going to emerge off the water as a tropical storm and then veer back into the Carolinas. It doesn't look like it's going to have enough time to get back to hurricane strength, but these waters are unusually warm, so that's where that uncertainty comes into play, because the water is just not supposed to be this warm this quickly, even though this is the latter portions of the hurricane season. So for Tuesday afternoon, winds are out of the south, temps in the 90s, muggy by Tuesday night. Now Wednesday, by the afternoon, we start seeing some scattered showers creep in from the south, thanks to Debbie. All right, thunderstorms over Ocean City, then it briefly pulls out of the way. It's really Thursday where we're looking for a wave upon wave that's pushing through, because that pattern of those waves pushing through, that kind of reminds me more of the bands pushing through. So that's the outer bands of the storm. So we're looking at possibly 3, maybe 3.5 inches of rain, possibly in the central portions of the county, and then at least 2 to 2.5 along the coast. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling extended forecast. Tuesday, we're just going to be hot again like today. It's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday where we're really going to start watching out. And don't be surprised if we start announcing some yellow, if not red alert days, because when Debbie shows up, she's going to dump a ton of rain our way over a 4-day period that could match up to 6 inches or more. Now, Debbie has weakened slightly to a tropical storm, but it's still powerful winds and heavy rains are churning around the area. The storm is already a deadly one, with Florida officials confirming at least 4 storm-related deaths so far in the state. Laura Aguirre has the latest on the destructive system as it tracks right on up the East Coast closer to us.
Debbie roared ashore the Big Bend Gulf Coast in the pre-dawn hours Monday as a Cat 1 hurricane. It weakened midday to a tropical storm, but while the winds may be slowing, meteorologists say it could be one of the most prolific rainmakers in the region's history, having dumped a month's worth of accumulation on Florida already.
We're seeing a bit of a repeat of Hurricane Idalia.
Category 3 Hurricane Idalia slammed into the same area of northern Florida 1 year ago.
Many of the homes are just finishing up their renovations.
Businesses, too, like this resort, newly rebuilt after being destroyed by Idalia, are now flooded again by Debbie's storm surge. The Coast Guard busy offshore, rescuing 2 people trapped on this disabled sailboat off Boca Grande, Florida, Sunday. Forecasters say Tropical Storm Debbie is now churning along at walking speed, expected to drop historic amounts of rain on Georgia and South Carolina in the coming days.
We are at basically zero sea level. We're going to have some real issues.
South Carolina, Georgia, and parts of Florida are all under a state of emergency. Residents are being warned to stay inside and avoid floodwaters as crews mobilize to clean up debris and restore power in Debbie's wake.
That is the number one way where we will see fatalities, is by people being out on the roads.
I'm optimistic that we're prepared, but again, you never know what's coming down the pipe.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Now, on the power outages and flight impact fronts, this afternoon, more than 250,000 residents were without electricity across Georgia and Florida, according to the poweroutage.us. As of Monday afternoon, more than 400 flights have been canceled and about an equal amount of delays through airports in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Orlando, and the major East Coast hubs of Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, the FAA says that the situation is likely to get worse for the days ahead, and there's been an official opportunity for all of those that are working this storm. The bottom line is this: it's moving erratically and slowly, so we're watching out for massive flooding as a result of this storm, and state of emergency have been declared in Florida as well as Georgia. Mallory?
Oh, thank you for that. The Dolly Parton's Imagination Library program, which provides free books to children monthly from birth to 5 years old, was launched by Governor Carney's administration statewide in 2020. And now a bilingual book collection is available for all families in the first state, making Delaware one of 6 states offering this bilingual option. Araceli Gill, a mother of 3 girls, explains what this new bilingual option means to her.
I think it's beautiful to see how Spanish is also being taught in other ways, not only in school, but through books. Because I remember when I was growing up, I was a bilingual kid, and I didn't see Spanish, books in libraries or in schools. And I think it's beautiful to see it now for my kids and for other kids as well.
Visit our website, CoastTV.com, to learn how you can register and receive a free book every month for your little ones.
Still to come, big drop for the stock market as it sees its largest daily percentage loss in 2 years, but we have a glimmer of good news to report.
Plus, new homes trending smaller, the type of market home builders are aiming at, and where they're building these new houses.
Get to the car store now for the Summer Savings Sales Event. Choose from an awesome selection of quality pre-owned cars and trucks priced to move with best in market pricing and backed by the Car Store Certified Advantage. The Summer Savings Sales Event going on now. TheCarStoreOnline.com.
You've probably heard by now that all Delawareans can attend Delaware Tech for free through the expanded SEED Scholarship Program.
So I can use SEED to pursue my nursing degree?
Yes, you can.
What if I want to be a teacher?
Let me check on that. Yes.
So you're saying I can finally get my degree in juggling?
We don't offer that. And that's not a thing.
Can I get a certificate in heavy machinery operation?
Yep. SEED's not just for recent graduates anymore. Visit our website for more information and eligibility requirements.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division like myself in cabinetry to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs. And your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
It was very important to find somebody that was knowledgeable in the whole picture, the cabinetry, the appliances, and the countertop. We are delighted with the outcome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Your roof is the first line of defense against the elements, but is ready for the next storm? If it's time for a new roof, call Hershey Exteriors. As a GAF Master Elite contractor, we offer the industry's best warranty. Our roofs come with a Golden Pledge 50-year warranty on materials and a 25-year workmanship warranty that is backed by GAF. Call Hershey Exteriors, your trusted roofing pros, and get 0% financing for 12 months because life is sweeter with Hershey Exteriors.
Beat the summertime blues in a truck from the truck store. Heavy-duty diesels, compact trucks, and capable 4x4 crew cabs. You'll find the right truck at the right price right now. Make this a summer to remember. MyTruckStoreOnline.com.
Download the CoastTV News app on your Apple or Android devices. This is CoastTV News at 11.
Home prices seem to just keep on rising, but the size of new homes are trending smaller. Part of that is due to home builders focusing on first-time buyers. So what's getting chopped out? Formal dining rooms or bonus rooms. According to an NAHB survey, 17% of home builders said they built homes on smaller lots in 2023 to support home sales. 14% said they built more townhouses.
If you're stock or a stock watcher, and well, guess what? You had yourself a morning. Wall Street started the week off on a rough note. The Dow falling more than 1,000 points, marking its biggest daily percentage loss in 2 years. So, well, how did all this happen? Contributing factors include a weak jobs report from Friday, plus investors overseas, specifically in Japan, but also in Europe, began to sell off stocks, which led to a ripple effect that led to massive selling. Well, most of the market did end the day in the red. There was some recovery across the major indices after the initial drop. And in a sign of good news, the Japanese market, which is already open again right now, big time difference there, it is surging up as much as 10% early in the trading. Coming up in sports, a star shorebird is on the move from Salisbury to Aberdeen, one step closer to the majors.
Plus, grabbing more golds. You're looking live into Paris right now. We'll show you the current medal count with Team USA more than doubling its number of golds over the weekend.
And we take a look at our golf forecast. Listen, we're going to squeeze in one more day of pretty good golf. It's going to be warm, humid yet again, but at least dry for Tuesday. No guarantees Wednesday into the weekend now.
We're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
When Roe v. Wade fell, we all got mad. Matt Meyer got to work, helping the First Aid Abortion Fund get up and running so women can get reproductive care here in Delaware. Matt went to work protecting kids from gun violence, too, reducing shootings almost 50%. As Matt's wife, I'm incredibly proud. As an emergency room doctor, I see the difference he's making. Matt will be a great governor because he doesn't just talk, he's walking the walk.
Right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Gateway Subaru, we're offering incredible savings. Save up to $3,000 on a new 2024 Subaru Outback. Plus, take advantage of great financing rates as low as 0% for 48 months. Feel the thrill and save up to $2,400 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 3.9% for 48 months. And stop by to discover the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
The world's #1 selling farm tractor. Easy to operate and more powerful than your average tractor. Mahindra tractors. Push more, pull more, lift more. With more torque and lower engine maintenance, Mahindra tractors are rugged and tough. We know how much you love your land, so we want you to love your tractor. Get your next Mahindra tractor today. Southern States of Milford, improving farming and improving life. Rooted since 1948.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath, designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Bath by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
Feeling the summer sizzle? Is it turning your home into a sauna? At FH Fur, we know you can't wait when your AC is down for the count. That's why we're offering same-day service, guaranteed. If we don't make it to you the very same day, you will pay a diagnostic or dispatch fee, plain and simple. So whether your AC is blowing hot air, your thermostat is on the fritz, or your entire system needs replacing, an FH Fur expert technician will bring your comfort back today.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
A petition on tap in Lewis would crack down on some outdoor festivities at the Big Oyster Brewery. Some people who live nearby in Lewis say they want the volume turned down. As a result, the business has canceled live music for the time being, but support is pouring in to bring it back. LaToya Cook lives in the Jefferson Apartments. She says her neighbor, the Big Oyster Brewery, plays music too loud.
It was extremely loud. It was disturbing because at a certain time of the day you don't really think, because especially when it's the kids over here and stuff.
And she's not the only one with that opinion. A petition states that in June, the Big Oyster applied with the Alcoholic Beverage Control Commissioner to expand the square footage of its licensed patio. It also says the business wants a variance to allow for live entertainment, speakers and amplifiers, a paging system, and a wet bar on its backyard patio. But Big Oyster manager Dominic Dorsey says they're not trying to add to what's already on the property.
So the stage is technically off the property of the restaurant, which our liquor license. We got a revision last month, so if you see it, we have a parking lot back there, so it's already a part of the property. We're just trying to get revised so we can have the permit back for the music.
The brewery says it's facing opposition to its live music, outdoor speakers, and children's play area, and is now asking for signatures on its support letter. We spoke with a neighbor in the lodge community across the street who didn't want to appear on camera but said the music isn't a problem. Kaylee Oliphant agrees.
We usually can hear it when we're sitting at the park, so we usually just kind of like sit down and just chill and vibe to it.
Signatures pouring in for and against live music at the Big Oyster Brewery. For a little context, we wanted to find out if noise was a problem late into the night. I called the Big Oyster and they said their live music generally stopped around 7 p.m. Big Oyster says the complaint has been submitted to the Delaware Alcoholic Beverage Control Commissioner. This has led to an upcoming hearing necessitating immediate changes at the brewery. In Olympic news, Team USA more than doubles the amount of golds it has over the weekend, holding on to the lead for most overall medals. Here at home, we're still in round 3 of finding out Delmarva's favorite summer game.
Last week, the 4 games that made it into this round: track and field, gymnastics, swimming, and diving. Let's see what we've got to do here today and see we've got gymnastics versus track and field there. Reasonably close, Mal.
Yeah, it looks like gymnastics at 69%, track and field at 31%. In all of these that we've looked at, there's been a clear winner. People have their favorites.
Now you got a chance to still go vote in this. Go to CoastTV.com.
The Olympic Zone continues tomorrow night on Coast TV. This is a show that features a daily summary, showcase, and behind-the-scenes fanfare of the Paris Olympic Games. All of this is happening at 7:30 p.m. Mondays through Saturdays right here during the Games.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
News on the diamond at the youngest and the oldest level here on Delmarva. We start in the Little League level at regionals, where Delaware tried to keep their season alive in the elimination bracket up in Bristol in the Mid-Atlantic Little League Baseball Majors Tournament. It was Delaware's MOT Little League falling 1-0 in an elimination game to Capitol Hill from D.C. In a game both teams needed to stay alive, MOT starting pitcher Bill Winley threw a gem on the mound, tossing 5 innings of 1-run ball on just 5 hits, but his offense was shut out on the other end. D.C. stays alive in the tournament while MOT's summer run comes to an end. And the Delmarva Shorebirds lineup just got a bit weaker as star infielder Aaron Estrada has earned the call-up to the Aberdeen Ironbirds. Estrada makes the move from low A to high A thanks to his red-hot bat. The infielder leads the Carolina League in hits with 103, and he's done it while hitting .296. Add in his team-high 31 stolen bases, and he's a dynamic all-around threat. The move to Aberdeen will be the highest promotion in his young career since being signed to the Baltimore organization in January of 2022. Their first action without Estrada will be this week in a series against the Salem Red Sox. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
The bold, creamy smoothness of Hardee's new cold brew coffee with the made-from-scratch goodness of Hardee's famous breakfast. A delicious new way to power your morning. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
Thank you for calling Coastal Comfort.
This is a complimentary call. A couple of years ago, I had my heat pumps replaced. Last night, I noticed one of them wasn't working right. Somebody was out here within a couple of hours, and it's working perfectly. I was in the service industry for 33 years. Good service is something you can't find today. It very much is appreciated. Your crew is a good crew. Really fine people are professional and they're efficient.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Coastal Bath takes care of their customers. Quality products, lifetime warranty, and great service.
We chose Coastal Bath Company to replace our shower because of the team there. I had worked with them professionally, and I always found them to be down to earth and friendly, and we knew we could trust that they were going to help us find exactly what we were looking for in our price range.
For a limited time, get the tile or marble look with Coastal's free laser etch design upgrade.
I am so proud of our shower, and I never want to get out.
Call Coastal Bath today.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $6.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Today marks the first day of Inland Bay's Oyster Week. The Delaware Center for the Inland Bay says it will share oyster facts on social media, coinciding with dinners, tours, and lectures throughout the week. Tomorrow, the organization says you can learn about the oyster growing process on a Cape Water Tours boat trip to one of the open water shellfish lease areas in the Rehoboth Bay. Oyster Week wraps up on Saturday with the Delaware Seafood Festival at American Legion Post 28 in Millsboro. The family-friendly event runs from 10 to 7 that day with live music, seafood contests, and more. It's $5 to enter or free for kids 12 and under.
Okay, we'll take a look at our courtesy of our Hershey's exterior camera. We're actually a bit on the cool side here in Ocean City, with temperatures staying in the 70s under mostly clear skies. Now, the latest on Debbie, no longer hurricane strength, tropical storm strength, will continue to plow its way throughout portions of Georgia. State of emergency issued for Florida and Georgia, and is expected to come out briefly into the water and careen back into the Carolinas. Our umbrella giveaway winner, by the way, is William Tull of Milford. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Ocean City sponsoring our 5-day UV index. Notice the UV index drops dramatically for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because that's when we're expecting Debbie to come visit. Call our weather line and keep up with the weather forecast, sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.